Hello friends, it is RetroGamingNow, and this is the start of a new series of Fate Undiscovered Realms. Now, this is actually the only Fate game that I haven't done a series on yet. I've done everything else except for this one. So I was like, you know what the heck, let's go ahead and do this. And the nice thing about this is we can use the same character that we had from the previous game. So if I go to continue game, we can import character. Zenayan is the guy we retired, but his descendant is Danador the Unremarkable. So I can actually bring him in and we can start this game using Danador. So let's go ahead, import character.
Battle-worn and weary, you emerge from the dungeon depths, triumphant. Your heroic courage has won freedom for the town of Grove, prying its people from the clutches of the dungeon's manxome scourge. As you feast upon the generous bounty brought forth by the grateful townsfolk, the appearance of a mysterious stranger casts a shadow across the festivities. The stranger, a withered old man, hunched over his gnarled cane, speaks cryptically of new evil to befall Grove, of ancient secrets locked within a temple buried deep inside the dungeon's catacombs, of gateways to undiscovered realms. He weaves enchanting tales of the wealth and glory to be found in these mysterious realms. Druantia, the land of verdant forests. Typhon, with cities of ice long since fallen from the clouds. Aquitus, where murky waters entomb lost souls. And Prometheus, a world of cracked earth and flaming towers. Finally, he speaks of chaos, the realm of eternal turmoil. Of the temple's secrets, he divulges only the greatest. Hidden within is an ancient tome, the Book of Fate, which maintains the balance between these realms. Within its pages lies the key to Grove's salvation. The townsfolk look to you, their new champion, to take up this perilous quest and guide the stranger through the dungeon in search of the ancient temple. You must protect the town from these foreboding prophecies. You must once again step boldly across the threshold of that ancient dungeon gate in search of your true fate. The stranger leads you into the bowels of the dungeon, through endless passages and twisting corridors. He cowers in the shadows, while you dispatch denizens of the dark, clearing the way for your urgent quest. At long last, the stranger calls for you to halt. Great foreboding fills your heart as he intones a guttural chant. Glowing light fills his eyes, while his body thrashes and gesticulates wildly in an eldritch trance. This is no mere old man. The chamber shudders, great cracks forming in the moldy dungeon walls. Amid a cloud of dust, rubble, and fetid fumes, turrets and statues of lost heroes thrust violently into the chamber. With a final heave, the chaos reveals the cyclopean gates of a hidden temple as described by the stranger. "Behold," he mutters breathlessly, "the temple of fate." The temple walls are lined with majestic statues of the fabled guardian gatekeepers of the realms. In the center of the room, an altar glows incandescently, bearing the mighty volume, the Book of Fate. Staring intently at each page, you search for the answers to Grove's deliverance. But the arcane text reveals something more ominous. This book holds powers beyond those the stranger's tales led you to believe. Locked within its covers lies the key to the undiscovered realms, protecting them from evil forces that would bring corruption and devastation. You realize now that by uncovering this temple, you have committed a grave error. "At last, I will rule the realms," you hear the stranger cackle before blackness engulfs you, following a mighty, crackling, concussive blast. Treachery. You find yourself alone, lying prostrate on the cold temple floor. The fabled book is missing. All that remains are two whirling portals torn open by the stranger's fell magic. Gateways to realms unseen for countless eons are open in front of you. A lush green glow emits from one, no doubt leading to the long-lost forest realm of Druantia. Witheringly cold gales waft from the other. Surely this is the path to Typhon and its mysterious snowy ruins. The temple's guardian statues glare disdainfully down at you. What evil have you foolishly released upon these noble creatures' domain? You now know what must be done. Rise up as a hero and step forth into the undiscovered realms. Defeat the great evil you have unleashed and bring back the Book of Fate.
Alright, so the story's a lot more complicated this time. Deceived by some person, he fools us, and here we are in the Temple of Fate. Alright, so first of all, since I am a descendant, I get a free level up right off the bat, so I can use this if I want. You've gained new points to spend. And 10 there, that must be because of my my fame, because I gained some renown as well. So this is the inventory screen. This is where we equip our stuff. So this is what's called a relic. Is that what it's called? Anyways, this is what I descended. So my previous character in the previous series of the original Fate, I sent this down, and this is a quite good 53% life bonus, 33 magic, and 22 critical strike. So this is really going to give us a great start. Okay, so looking around, we are in the Temple of Fate. I will level up once I get to a town. Let's talk to Sullivan the Reaper. Welcome to the Temple of Fate. Before I will let you face your destiny, you must prove yourself. Perhaps some of the Realm Guardians can help you? Okay, so that must be one of these guys, Cyrus or Twigger. What have we got here? Statue of Druantia hero. The hero statue is of a great fallen warrior. However, it seems to be in a state of disrepair. Pieces of armor and weaponry are missing. Find them and return them to the statue for a magical reward. Alright, this guy's named Swad. He's got a sword, chain, ring, buckle. And that's it. Argonaut. So apparently we've got to find these things and bring them back. Okay, so we got two places we can go. That's not one of them. We can either go to the Forest Realm or the Ice Realm. Which are we going to do first? I think we're going to go ahead. You know, I was going to try and decide beforehand, but I don't know. Let's do the Forest Realm. Our realm has been plagued by the forces of Night Thrower. Only a legendary hero such as yourself can stop him. He's somewhere on the 27th level of the outpost in the dungeon, the outpost of Druantia. Alright, so we've got a heroic quest. Let's head on over to the outpost of Druantia. Watch your health. When the red bar gets low, you're close to dying. Got a nice little snail. See if we find the snail in Druantia. I think it's in Typhon, actually, if I remember right. Alright. So here we are. Welcome to Druantia. So, if you've never played Fate before, I'll try and explain some things. These white exclamation marks mean they've got a quest. Voltaic snail, so I guess it is on this one. I am but a humble, elite, fertile snail researcher. So there's some rare specimen on the first level. Would you please collect all 7? Sure, so that's a new type of quest, which is a fetch quest. So we want to go through the dungeon and collect all of those snails, and you'll see what I mean when we get there.
You feel
So that's the healer. If I talk to him, I can heal up. Part 3. I want to get some level 1 quests. Alright, so he sells regular stuff. So this is shopping, so if I want to buy something, I would just move it over here. Pretty straightforward. Fate cards. Throughout your dungeon, numerous fate cards can be found. Bring them here and trade them. So we'll get to that when we find some. Gambling. So the way this works is we can send something over to buy it,
insufficient funds.
but we don't know what magical things it's got. What do you say? Have you seen my cousin Getz? He looks just like me, except shorter. Anyway, would you like to see what I have for sale? Indeed I would, because if you've ever played Fate, you know what we're going to buy first. The fishing pole. How does the fishing pole work? Well, let's talk to Shequeza. And she's doesn't have what we want. So, if we see some fireflies, what we can do is go over here and set the hook. What we're going to do is wait for a bite. Come on. Like that, and then we catch a fish. Like, oh, it's a fish. What's so crazy about that? Well, for one, if we use the fish on our pet, feed it to our pet, it can transform into another enemy, or another type of monster, rather than just a cat, which is what we've got right now. So that's one advantage, is we can get him into a much more powerful thing to fight alongside us. But the other advantage is you can find stuff in fish. So you saw right there we just found a bronze ring. And we can find stuff to sell, which will make our opening game a lot more effective. So I'll catch a few more fish, see if we can find anything else that's useful. And then we'll go ahead and do our level up. So yeah, this is kind of a bit of a strange start just because we're a descendant. Normally you don't start out with this level up. That's one of the advantages of, you know, keep going. In fact, if you want to, you could keep having this descendant go through all of the games, so it just keeps on going down. Unfortunately, since I kind of jumped around, I didn't have that opportunity, but since we're here, we might as well take our guy from the original series. It'll be fun to play with him again, even as this descendant. So I'll catch just a few more fish here, see if we can get anything, and if not, we'll go straight to the dungeon. I definitely have an advantage here, because of my extra level, that I don't necessarily need to find something really expensive to sell. But I mean, traditionally, that's just how you start the Fate game. Anyone who's played this game knows. You sit down with a fishing rod, and you catch some fish. Speaking of which, there's one there. Alright, so we'll just catch one more, and see what we get. Some nice music here, too. So yeah, some differences from the original Fate we've already seen. There's 2 different realms to go to, so we can go to Druansha and Typhon. I think that's a really cool idea, and I think that really sets the stage for what the future of the series ends up being. Alright, so with that, we are going to go ahead and descend into the dungeon. I got a quest, so we'll just get this quick little quest there. We'll see if there's another floor 1 quest.
Hello.
Well, it's floor 3, don't want to do that. Okay. Descend into the dungeon. Alright, so we can feed potions to our pet to heal them, but it's true the pet can't die, which is a great thing. Alright, so let's attack some things, and what do we got here? A grub. And a death cap. You know what, let's go ahead and level up. We got a bunch of magic, but I think strength is going to be pretty useful for us right here. Critical strike, that's pretty good. I think I'm just going to do what I usually do and put it into what I'm using now. So I'm going to put it into axe skill, because we've got a hand axe. Of course, if I put it all there, then we're going to be under a lot of pressure to keep using axes. So we'll see what happens. Oop. Oh yeah, we're quite powerful now. Let's transform my pet. So we'll turn him into a wyvern for 120 seconds. So you see he turns into a different form. There's one of those snails, so we need to pick up all of those for our quest. Alright. Nothing too hard, as to be expected. 2 more of those snails over there, so you can just pick those up. That's one thing this game added, was a lot more interesting
You are fortified.
possibilities for quests. Now we'll get to that in just a minute. Alright, so this is what's called a Fate statue. This is like the main thing of the game.
Will you tempt fate?
So there's some gemstones, we can pry them. Maybe we'll get the gemstones, maybe we'll get a boss. As you pry the gemstones, a deep rumbling echoes from the ground. Axe Scratcher the Ravager has been summoned, so you gotta face this boss now. Who is an absolute breeze. Okay, so I'll explain this. These are unidentified items, which means they're magic, but we don't know what they do yet. So if we wanted to identify them, we would use an identify scroll. Put that there, 1% reduced item requirements. Might as well put a shield up and pick up another fertile snail. Nice and peaceful. Too bad there's walking mushrooms with axes that are trying to kill me. Alright, so we missed a couple of places. We're trying to find all these snails. Here we go. Nice, got some good stuff from that. And a weapon rack. I've already got one of those. I don't really need it, but I'll pick it up anyway, because we can sell it for a little bit. Book of Town Portals. So basically,
your stamina is low.
I ran around too much, but when I'm finished with the dungeon, I can use a portal, and it'll take me back to town. So let's see how I'm doing on my quest. There's one elite fertile snail remaining, and he is going to be somewhere around here. And I bet he's up in this little corner over there that we didn't quite see yet. So let's go over here. And hope he's there, because if he's not, which he's not, we're going to have to search around a little bit more. So that's kind of one of the disadvantages of these quests is you got to find them. It's also kind of a searching quest. But hopefully we'll get some nice reward for it. So we got to look around just a little bit. I don't see it anywhere. Kind of a rough start as far as our quest going is. Oh, there he is. Alright. So what we can do is we can use this Book of Town Portals.
You enter the portal.
And this will allow us to exit the dungeon no matter what floor we are on. And we can always return to the same place using that portal. Alright, so we got a lot of stuff. Let's sell some of it. Fletcher by trade. So we'll sell some of our low-level things first. We can sell this to buy... Not quite yet. We want to buy a book. And what this book is basically just like this this Town Portal scroll. The identify scroll allows us to use it a bunch of times. So we can identify that.
The spell could not be completed.
Identify that. Right. So magical items are a great way to find... or to, you know, make some money right off the bat. And of course, the other good way is quests. So let's talk to this guy. Thank you. So you get some experience, get some fame.
Hello?
And now let's find a level 2 quest. So that's kind of how this game works. It's slowly descending through the game,
Feel refreshed.
finding all these quests. Ooh,
You
kill
have
some
received
goblins.
a task.
So it wants us to kill 7 goblins. So check one more time and see if there's another quest for us, and then we will descend. I can't remember if I looked at him. I must have already.
A fine day.
You have
Alright.
received the quest.
Ice Scratcher, the Voltaic Snail, is a boss which has some people we need to defeat. Unfortunately, I sold my shield. I don't know what I was thinking there. Now you maybe notice that this game is installed on my solid-state drive, so loading times are a lot faster than they have been in the past historically. I won't transform my pet yet. We'll wait until we end up facing the boss with his minions. Let's break some of these. We've got nice little honeycomb type thing going on here. It's pretty cool. Ooh, floating mind.
Your pet is increasing
Level up.
You have gained
So these
an
floating
experience
mines
and
are
skill.
awesome early game, since they give you a ton of experience. That was 1,000 experience for defeating that floating mine, which kind of makes sense. Experience is like knowledge. You defeat the floating mine, you get some more knowledge. So, hey, I kind of agree with that. So we'll put some in shield battle skill. This is going to allow us to block stuff that hits us sometimes. Since I leveled up, I can actually send some stuff over to my pet, and he can store it in his inventory. And if we wanted to, we could eventually have him go to town and sell stuff for us. So our pet's pretty useful, and I don't know if you caught it, but he can't die. which is really nice. Like, look at that. That's like a third of a level right there. Alright, making some good progress. Maybe I should stop running all the time. It's a little graphical glitch there for a minute. Alright, kill this bee legionnaire. And that makes sense. I mean, we are in a honeycomb type of area. I suppose there would be bees, wouldn't there? So, go through, get this goblin out of the way. I'm seeing some ants, too. Different types of ants. My pet keeps meowing at me, and I've run too much. So there's different things that upgrade that. So stamina, that's what we've been running out of. That is upgraded by putting experience into vitality. But I'm going to turn my pet into an ebony stalker, because I see it, the boss that we've been paid to kill, Ice Scratcher. Ooh, I've been slowed, like seriously. Mudball. Ice Scratcher does die though, and the quest is completed. Alright, pick up another floating mine, another couple floating mines. We got another level up, so I think Vitality is a good place to go right there. We'll put that in shield battle again. So when you get a level up, you get healed up entirely, which is kind of a nice little bonus.
Your pet has grown more.
There goes my pet as well. And see, we're just so close. There's a boss there. Guild-Tide the Adversary.
You are poisoned.
Alright. That bee is no problem for me. Nor is this mantoid.
Your pack is
That's a weird thing going on. It's possible I'm not on the latest version of this game. I actually installed this from a CD, which I bought off Amazon. All my other games are on Steam. So there may be some bugs which haven't been fixed in this version. Alright, so that's a big dead end there. There's something over there that's giving off a nice little glow. So we have a passageway over here. I can go up here. And there's the stairs down, so that's good to know. Clay urn's got nothing in it. I'm going to go ahead and use a health potion by hitting 1. So that uses whatever's in my 1 slot in the hotbar.
Stamina is low.
Yeah, I definitely had to run a lot there. Haven't seen enemies for a while. Huh, it's a weird thing. Alright. That potion will help me out, though. I can drink that potion, and that will solve my problem. Ah, gets the Traveler.
These prices? It's practically stealing.
Get rid of some of my stuff. If I hold shift, my pet can go to the Traveler, so he can sell all of that stuff as well. Give me some nice little cash infusion. And I'm going to learn the minor heal spell. So if I take a spell, right-click on it, I can use it, and that'll cast minor heal, which will heal me up by just a little bit. That's a big part of this game is magic, and you notice that I started with like 40 magic, so if I wanted to, I could go right into that.
The quest is
Alright, one of the quests is complete. Getting some of that weird flashing. I wonder if I need to like run in compatibility mode or something. It's kind of an old game. Oh! Yeah, when we were doing the Fate Ultimate mod pack, this error would show up a couple times also. I'm suspecting it may be a Windows 10 issue. So I'm sorry about that, if it's distracting to you. It's a little bit distracting to me. But hey, I just look at it as extra detail. Or extra difficulty. Think of it as a feature, not a bug. I don't know, call it like the Fog of War. Or something. Yeah, I'm already out of stamina again. So turn off auto run. How are we doing on quests? Oh, both quests are complete, so we can actually go back to town. So I will just clear out this little corridor. But then we can make our way back. So what I like to do is usually go up here and go by the exit. So I can use my portal here.
You enter the portal.
Then when we come back, we'll be right by where we need to be. Alright, so let's talk to our quest givers. They've got the little red symbol there. So head on over. Who is the first one? Humphrey. Humphrey's given us a nice little chain. That's alright, but that's not anywhere near as good as this one, so we will sell that. Maybe see how long I can go with this hatchet. I could do a hatchet-only challenge. I did some Fate challenges last summer. Maybe I should try something like that again.
Good day.
Granted.
Alright, Chadley levels me up. So I'm going to put that kind of everywhere equally. Let's try that sort of run. And we'll do some more axe skill. Alright, so there's our first 2 levels in Fate Undiscovered Realms. This has been Retro Gaming Now. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'm looking forward to a good series. I will see you guys in the next episode. Have a great day.